The Texas horned lizard is the reason lightning is crooked because he got into a fight with lightning and won. The family name is Phrenosomatidae, which literally means toad body. These lizards have a flat coloration and shape of a toad instead of looking like a typical lizard. They split from the iguanian lizards around 20 to 25 million years ago, so they've been on their own for a very long time now. They still share some iguanian features, but they're pretty different after all that time apart. The Navajo call this creature Little Grandfather, and they consider it a good luck spirit and a protector. The story they tell is that one day Lightning was being boastful, saying that nothing was as powerful as he was. The Little Grandfather stood up to him and said, "I can defeat you." Lightning laughed and said, "Nothing as small as you could dare stand up to me." But Little Grandfather didn't back down. When lightning struck him, Little Grandfather used his horns and prayer and song to conduct the electricity away from his body and to keep some of it stored up. Lightning struck him 4 times without killing him. So then Little Grandfather climbed to the top of the clouds to get above the lightning and then fired all that stored up energy back at him. When the Little Grandfather's power hit lightning, it caused the lightning to scatter out into patterns across the sky. That's why, according to Navajo tradition, lightning strikes crooked and in broken waves instead of coming down as one single strike. It's because the Little Grandfather defeated the lightning, and it's been broken ever since. The Pueblo people have their own belief about these lizards. When they encounter a horned toad on the mesa, they capture it and tie a thread around its neck like a necklace. Then they speak blessings to the lizard and ask it to remember them and give them a gift of an arrowhead, which the Pueblos call a punta. They let the lizard go and come back later to that same exact spot expecting to find an arrowhead. The practice works partly because they search more carefully in the places where so many arrowheads have been lost over centuries of ancient wars and hunts. It's a way of honoring the land, the lizard, and the ancestors who came before. The Hopi people have a world creation story where a flood happens and the horned toads are among the survivors who help teach humans how to survive. They consider these lizards protection spirits and associate them with Earth Mother. Traditionally, when they encountered one, they would pick it up and slide it across their chest for a blessing of good luck. I can't imagine them doing that today, though. That was something that happened maybe 100 years ago. These days, they're a state-protected animal, so handling them isn't really an option anyway. These lizards depend on very specific food source. Their main diet is harvester ants, and that's the whole problem. In most Texas neighborhoods, the people who build there poison and kill the harvester ants because, the HOA doesn't approve of them. When the harvester ants disappear, the horned lizards lose their food source and don't recover well. On top of that, we've got invasive ant species moving in. Maybe they were there all along and the harvester ants were keeping them under control. I couldn't figure out how invasive ants got there otherwise, unless they came with mulch or sod when people planted grass. The good news is that the zoos are breeding these lizards and taking them to places where the ant populations have recovered. They're putting repopulation efforts in those areas in hopes that they can keep these creatures from disappearing entirely. These little lizards serve a very important job in our environment by keeping the ant populations under control, so it matters that we work to bring them back.